It was Bronny time last night in Las Vegas as the younger LeBron put up his best game of the summer so far.
Right, if we're gonna sit here and compare, even though we don't want to compare, who looks more like the first round pick, him or Connect right now?
I might have been wrong. Are you listening, LeBron James? Are you listening, James family? Are you listening, Rich Paul? Are you listening, all of you people?
Ladies and gentlemen, we very well may be witnessing the most vindicating NBA story in a while right now, and the season hasn't even started yet. For over a year, the entire NBA world laughed at the Los Angeles Lakers for drafting Bronny James in the second round of the NBA draft. But now he's showing the world that not only was he worth the pick, but that he should have been taken much higher. And I'm serious. Bronny has been dominating the Summer League, and his performance so far has shown me that he has a very high chance of not only being a contributor for the Lakers this season, but a huge one at that. So before we get to the content, I'm currently coming to you guys from Spain, so I apologize if my setup looks a little weird, but I just had to get you guys this video, so make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to get the latest NBA news to your device. And now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Man, I hope my next hotel has much more comfortable seating. Bronny James has been absolutely lighting it up so far in Summer League. And honestly, I don't think anybody should be surprised. For the last year, all anyone has done is laugh at the Los Angeles Lakers for taking Bronny, claiming that he was a nepotism pick and that he doesn't deserve to be in the NBA. And to be honest, they were fairly valid points. However, what those people completely overlooked is just how good of a basketball player Bronny James actually is. Many people just take a surface level look at Bronny and see his 2.3 points and less than assists per game on 31% shooting at the NBA level. But Bronny was 20 years old as a rookie and was coming off of cardiac arrest the year prior. Throwing him straight into the fire against NBA competition was never going to be the answer. Plus, Bronny was the 55th overall pick. The only reason he had any expectations at all was because of the name on the back of his jersey. The thing is though, if you take a deeper dive into what Bronny did in the G League last season, you'd realize that he's much better than people give him credit for. In G League games last year, Bronny averaged 21.9 points, 5.3 assists, 5.3 rebounds, and 2 steals per game on pretty solid efficiency. Not only are those great numbers, but they're consistent numbers. Letting Bronny show out and work on his game without the pressure of playing in the NBA is the best thing that could have happened to him. And it's happening again this summer. However, this time it's in front of a national audience, and people finally have eyes on Bronny James the Hooper instead of Bronny James, the son of LeBron James. For example, on July 14th against the Clippers, Bronny put up 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists on 60% shooting from both the floor and the three-point line. And believe me when I say that he truly does look like an NBA level talent, and let me show you why. In that game against his crosstown rivals, Bronny was legitimately a human highlight reel, making some of the most impressive plays I've seen from him in his entire NBA career so far. Starting with this play, which also happened to be the first time the Lakers touched the ball in this game. Bronny has the ball on the wing with about half of the shot clock remaining, but he's feeling an immense amount of pressure from the on-ball defender. So he swings it across the key to Dalton Connect, who fails to create any space for himself and swings it right back to Bronny on the right wing. From here, Bronny looks to find an open teammate, but to no avail. So he decides that it's ISO time. He steps up and puts himself in the perfect position to use his athleticism to drive to the rim, which creates pressure on the defender, who steps back just enough to give Bronny the space for a pull-up three, which is an aspect of Bronny's game that has immensely improved over the last year, and because of that, he makes it with ease. That play was an elite showing of footwork, IQ, and shot making, which are all qualities that you must have as a guard in the NBA, and being able to make this next play on top of that is the cherry on top. This play starts with Bronny playing off the ball, but you can still see him calling out a play, which shows his exceptional leadership skills and once again his basketball IQ, especially when the play works as well as this one did. Cole Swider's going to wrap to the corner, and at the same time the big man's going to come set an off-ball screen for Bronny. During all of this, the ball handler is barely past half court and is being pressured beyond belief. So as soon as Bronny catches the ball off the off-ball screen, he knows the defender to his left isn't in a position to pick up on him, and he takes a hard power dribble towards the rim and uses his athleticism to his advantage. That off-ball screen, in all fairness, should have left a wide open lane to the rim, but it didn't, and his original defender is right on his hip as he's driving. But instead of panicking and forcing a pass to to a covered teammate, Bronny makes an unbelievable play. With the corner defender stepping down in an attempt to create pressure and potentially force a turnover, Bronny makes a slight hesitation move towards the corner, faking the pass without actually faking the pass, which forces the corner defender to step back towards the corner. At the same time, Bronny does what Donovan Mitchell has perfected, a high pickup. This simultaneously protects the ball from the corner defender just in case he doesn't bite on the fake, and forces himself in front of the on-ball defender, making sure that there's nobody between him and the rim before making a nice little offhand layup. So far, just in the first quarter, we've seen some high IQ shot making and some next level athleticism being utilized to create a bucket. But now it's time to look at some Bronny James bag work. You're not going to see any smart plays or crazy breakdowns with this one, just some one-on-one backyard basketball that truly shows how NBA ready Bronny is. With the ball in the corner, Bronny sizes up his defender in the triple threat and absolutely explodes out of it with the patented Jimmy Butler shimmy escape. Here, Bronny probably could have driven baseline for a potential play at the rim with the amount of space that he created, but there's no guarantee that that would work with the paint being so clogged. Instead, he makes a hard stop, hits a tween to get it to his offhand, and steps back for a three in his defender's face, which he drains. Being able to create a bucket of this difficulty without any screens is a genuinely underrated part of Bronny's game. I mean, his dad is LeBron James, and he grew up working on his bag, and now he's showing it in front of a national audience. The day he hits one of these shots in Crypto Arena, the crowd is gonna go crazy. The last play is a perfect example of everything we saw from the previous plays, but performed in a clutch situation, which automatically makes it the most impressive play you'll see in this video. In a tie game with 3.5 minutes to go, Bronny knows exactly where he wants the ball, and that's in his hands at the top of the key to be precise. And once he forces a switch onto the Clipper big man with a high screen, he knows it's time to go to work. He gets in isolation and begins to size up the big man, seeing how much space he's willing to give up. It's not a lot though, and Bronny has to find a way to take advantage of this mismatch off the dribble, which he does to perfection. He gets the ball into his right hand with a tween, and then does a hezzy cross to his left side, which forces the big man to put his left foot forward and try and force Bronny to go where he doesn't want to go. If Bronny drives left, the defender is in a perfect position to contest a potential layup, and could even come down with a huge block. This is very good defense from the outmatched big, but that didn't mean anything to Bronny. Bronny still explodes out of that hezzy and crosses to his right, catching the defender off guard, before using the defender's momentum against him by backing him down while he's in a weak position. Bronny knows that that's the only way he'll have any advantage down low, and he executes it flawlessly, because right as the defender does get into the proper post defense position, Bronny uses his speed to slip under him and blow right by him for an uncontested layup to give the Lakers the lead late in the game. Now look guys, I know it's Summer League, but in Summer League, we're just trying to see whether or not players have actually developed their games. And with everything that I've seen from Bronny so far this summer, I'm genuinely convinced that he could help the Lakers out now. I was his biggest critic last summer, and I even criticized the Lakers for their development plan with him earlier in the season. But there's no question about it that he's been by far the best player on this Summer League team. And this is a team that includes a former first-round pick in Dalton Connect, who got damn near 20 minutes a game last year. At this point, it's ironic that people were laughing at Rob Pelinka for taking Bronny in the second round, because he's playing better than most first-round talents from last year's draft, including his own teammate. I know this is gonna sound insane to you guys, but there is a world where Bronny could potentially slip right in behind Luka as the Los Angeles Lakers backup point guard, or plays behind Reeves in more of a two-guard role. Either way, even if he doesn't start the season with the Los Angeles Lakers, I'd be willing to bet money that Bronny becomes a regular in the Lakers rotation. Now, that does all depend on whether or not LeBron James gets moved, because I'm sure Bronny would get moved with him. But I guarantee you that Bronny would be a rotation piece for almost any team in the NBA. Just wait until he gets his shot this year. You'll see just how good he's become, and just how much he's improved as a professional basketball player. It's officially time to put some respect on Bronny James's game. But let me know in the comment section down below, do you think this is just Bronny showing out in Summer League? Do you think he's playing against lesser competition that makes him look better as a result? I like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.